Anyone can record video, but not everyone tells a story. You could be using the Insta360 GO 3S or your phone or any device or even a potato. It's not about the gear. It's about what you say, how you show it as a visual storyteller, and it's about how you make people feel. Hey friends, I'm Sean, and on this channel, I make videos that help you to maximize your potential as a creative. And in this video, I'll share 3 fun and practical ways that you can tell better stories, no matter the camera you have, even something as tiny as the Insta360 GO 3S. Let's jump right in and talk about the first tip. Now, the first tip is to think in scenes and not in shots. Let me see if I can break this down a bit. While a filmmaker who is not really thinking about storytelling would think of shots to take, a storyteller is thinking about the whole scene, the whole message, the whole picture, if I should use a different word. Because most people just hit record and just hope for the best. Hope that they get a very nice clean shot, stabilized shot, beautiful angle. But the question they're not asking themselves is, what am I trying to share from this shot? What's really happening with this shot? What's happening in the bigger picture? What message am I trying to convey? What feeling or emotion am I trying to pass across? What's really happening? What bigger story is this shot part of? So let's say I took a shot of me getting up from my bed, or I took a shot of me walking down the stairs, or I took a shot of me going into the kitchen. By itself, those shots, or that single shot, or those series of shots, they don't really say much in terms of the big picture, in terms of the story, like in terms of answering the why. Why do I have a shot of me waking up at 10 o'clock? Why do I have a shot of me going down the stairs? But when you think in terms of a scene is like a collection of shots. And you're asking, what is happening in this scene? Now in this scene, I'm waking up at 10 o'clock and I'm going down 2 flights of stairs to the kitchen. So that's the scene. That's what I'm trying to share. So when you think of it in terms of that, then every shot now makes sense. And it helps you to even be more creative in terms of the kind of shot you take. So if you think in terms of a scene is something that is happening. If you think of it in those terms, then your shot making will make more sense. So as a storyteller, think of the whole scene. Think of the scene. In this instance, the scene is that I wake up at 10 o'clock and I want to get down to the kitchen downstairs, and I go down 2 flights of stairs. That's the scene. And so it helps me when I'm planning my shot. So I'll probably take a shot of the clock striking 10 a.m. Probably take a shot of me getting up from bed, putting on my indoor slippers, walking down the first flight of steps, walking down the second flight of steps, and getting to the kitchen. Altogether, those shots now make sense. They have more meaning. So as a storyteller, you're trying to improve your storytelling. Don't just focus on taking that shot. Try to think of a whole scene. What are these shots trying to say? What message are they trying to pass across? And if you think that way, it helps. So let me see if I can give another example. Let's say that you look outside the window and you're captivated by the blossom of spring, like the way the flowers are just blossoming and popping out. And you feel like, wow, the sun is out, the sky is so blue, it's just a beautiful day, perfect day to go out and capture some footage. And you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to put all these shots together and find a YouTube video to put them in. That's okay, but if you want to think like a storyteller, you're going to try to situate those shots within a scene, and you say, okay, let the scene be this. Let it be a scene of how I wake up in the morning, look outside the window, look at how beautiful and bright the day is, and then I want to go out and take some clips of the flowers. And so I take shots of each of the stages of that scene. A shot of me peeping out the window, a shot of me picking up my camera, going outside, taking clips of flowers. And I put all that together into a scene. And what does the scene tell you? It tells you a lot. It could say that I appreciate nature, or I'm happy that it's springtime, and so I want to capture these things. So basically, that's the approach, that rather than just focusing on a single shot or shots, think about a scene, think about the why or the what's happening here, why does it matter, and what do I want the viewer to feel from these series of shots or from this scene. Then film it like a mini movie. Capture a wide shot to set the scene, take a medium shot to show the action, and then take a close-up to create intimacy and to make people feel like they're there, or to feel more, to feel it a little bit more. So the close-ups actually bring in a little bit more detail and actually evoke emotion. And that's what you want to do with your story. You want to create or evoke emotion. And if you have this approach, even making toast in the morning, or making breakfast, or making a coffee will seem cinematic. It will feel like you're telling a story. And this leads me to the second tip, which is to use movements and angles. With cameras as tiny as the Insta360 GO 3S, you're actually at an advantage when it comes to this tip, because little cameras like the Insta360 GO 3S are so tiny, and they have this magnetic mount that allow you to mount it anywhere, place it anywhere, for very creative angles and also for movements. So for example, you can mount it on your bike for a ride along if you want to tell a story about your cycling adventure. Rather than just sitting in front of the camera and talking about your cycling adventure, you can mount the camera to your bike and capture your adventure. You can mount it on your fence for a unique third-person shot. You can mount it on the metal cabinet on your kitchen table while you're making your coffee. If you want to tell a story of you preparing to go out on a trip, you could put the camera in your bag while you put different things into your bag. Or if you're unpacking, you could put the camera, the little tiny camera like the Insta360 GO 3S, into your bag, and as you're bringing things out, it creates a very unique view and it creates very unique motions or movements within the frame. So these are some of the ways that you can use the Insta360, and indeed any small camera, even if it's the GoPro or the DJI Action 4 or even your phone. You can use creative angles and motion or movement to add to your story, because movement creates energy and angles create emotion. They help to evoke emotion or involvement. People just get hooked with your content because you're giving them an angle that they never saw before, they never thought of before. It gives them a different feeling. So find a way to use both movements and angles to keep your viewers engaged and to say more without using words. And the last tip I'm going to give is to find a way to add meaning to your films or to your filmmaking or to your videos. Because the story isn't just about what you show. It's not just about the visuals. It's also about what it means to you. A good way to add meaning is to use a voiceover. Pair your visuals with a nice voiceover that speaks to the heart of the matter, or speaks to the message or the meaning that you want to convey. Another way is to add music. Find music that matches the mood. You can make it cinematic so that the music rises and falls with the action scenes or the things that are happening. If it's something that is calm and thought-provoking or meditative or melancholy, use cool, calm, soothing music. If it's something that is fast-paced like an action sport or adventure, use appropriate music to help to convey the emotion or the mood that you want to pass across in your video. So find a way to let your audience in. This thing that you filmed, all these little shots you've created, find a way to let the audience in. Bring them in through music, bring them in through a nice voiceover. These little elements help you to tell better stories with your videos. For example, a day out cycling or jogging can become a metaphor for persistence or adventure. A day sitting on your balcony looking out over the greens and the sound of birds chirping in the air and all of those could be a metaphor for peace and calm. And shots of you working at the desk, maybe an overhead shot of you working at the desk, different angles, different scenes with fast-paced music, could talk about the hustle, the grind. So find a way to make sure that you're adding meaning to the things you're putting in front of the audience. So my friends, don't wait for the perfect gear or for the perfect moment. Start telling your stories today, because your story matters and someone out there needs to hear it. So guys, that's a wrap for this video. Let me recap. First, think in scenes and not in shots. Alright, a shot is just a shot on its own, but when you think of it as part of other shots in a scene, it helps you to know what position or what role or significance that shot is taking in the scene, as well as the follow-up shot that you need to make to be able to put together that scene and tell a better story. Second thing is to use movement and angles. So if you're using a device as tiny as the Insta360 GO 3S, you can put it in different angles. It has a magnetic feature that allows you to hook it anywhere, hang it overhead. Even if you're not using the Insta360 GO 3S, your phone camera can be used in more creative ways than you think. Even your regular camera, your DSLR, like the title of the video says, it doesn't matter the device. Think about movement, position, where you position your camera and how you're framing the shot. Think about angles. And lastly, add meaning. Find ways to add meaning and emotion. Find a meaning to attach to the shots that you're putting out there. Find ways to draw your audience in through voiceovers, through music and sound effects. So whether you're using an Insta360 GO 3S or you're using a phone or whatever is in your hand, you already have what you need to tell really great stories. Now, if you know me, I'm all about improving your creativity and maximizing your potential. And some of the most successful videos I've done on this channel have been about storytelling. I'll put the link up there so you see. A lot of people are concerned about storytelling, and that's one of the reasons why I made this video. And this is just the beginning. So I'll be diving deeper into different storytelling techniques and visual hacks and how to grow as a content creator. So if that kind of content is what you like, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment, and look out for other videos. I have some playlists on storytelling, I have some playlists on filmmaking, I have some playlists on self-improvement and other things. I'm happy that you watched this video to the end, and stay tuned for the next video on this particular topic of storytelling. Thanks for staying, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.